Douglas. England wellied the West Indies, but West Ham United could not upset the odds against Joe Royal's Oldham Athletic here this evening. They waltz into a Littlewoods Cup final against Nottingham Forest. For the second year running, the Hammers miss out at this semi-final stage of the competition. Alvin Martin gave them hope with that header in the first half, but this was Oldham's night, the night the Latics earned their ticket to Wembley.
Right, Andy, this fantastic run to Wembley started off with a home game against Leeds United, when you came from behind, and it was your goal that set the seal on victory, really.
Yes, it was a very, very important game for us. Obviously, playing Leeds United, it's always a bit special. It seems to be like a Yorkshire and Lancashire derby, if you know. And we're always very wound up when we play against them because they're always very competitive. And they'd spent a lot of money this year. It was our first look at them. And it was a very, very pleasing result for us.
Do you usually make a habit of scoring against your former clubs?
I have done actually, yes. When I moved from United to Brighton, I scored against them. And it has been the case that I've managed to notch against my old club. So it's very nice to keep it going. And obviously it set us up for the second leg.
You scored the goal that made it 1-1, and then there was a spectacular effort from Rick Oldham.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the best goals I've seen this season. Dribbling ability and getting through and past people, and you know, around the keeper as well, and then slid it in with great aplomb.
Well, 2-1 against Leeds United, but probably the return leg at Elland Road was an even better performance.
Yes, I think so. They had, I don't think they'd been beaten at Elland Road in the season, and obviously it was going to be a hard task for us, and they'd got an away goal, which we were a little bit disappointed about. But again, we played really well there. We managed to keep their attack at bay, and managed to get chances in at their box, and again we came up winning 2-1.
2 goals, in fact, in 3 minutes.
Yeah, the first one, they complained bitterly about offside, and maybe there was a little hint of that, but the referee played advantage, and we managed to get through and score. And the second one, they complained again of offside, but we've run it through on the video quite a few times, and there's no doubt that I was onside when I received the ball.
Well, you kept up your scoring rate in the next round with the fantastic scoreline against Scarborough, but it was Frank Bunn who really stole the show, wasn't it?
Definitely, yeah. Frank Bunn's night all the way. I mean, it's a hell of a feat to score 3 goals in a game, and Frank went on and got the double hat-trick, and it was a fantastic night for him, and one that he'll never ever forget, and he thoroughly deserved it. He stuck his chances away fantastically.
Are there any of those 6 goals that particularly stick in your memory?
I think maybe the 6th one will stick in the memory, because the ball did come over to him quite high. He had to keep his eye on it a long time before it came down, and superb volley again across the keeper and back into the far post.
What was the feeling in the dressing room afterwards? I mean, a scoreline like that doesn't happen every season, does it?
No, it doesn't. I mean, obviously everybody was really, you know, made up for Frank. It was a great achievement. But we were really pleased with the result, because people had written us off. They said that they were going to beat us, and you know, they said, oh, we couldn't do it again. We've done it against Leeds, but we'll fall foul of Scarborough. They've beaten Chelsea, and I think we were really determined to show that we weren't going to get beaten by the underdog.
Oldham free kick, the push in the back. Barlow taking it short. This is Holden. He can deliver a beautiful cross, and that wasn't a bad one either. And the goalkeeper's lost it. And Grant follows up to make absolutely sure. And with 10 minutes gone, Oldham take the lead. And a goal scored, as far as Scarborough are concerned, in the most unfortunate of circumstances. Oldham playing the ball in, completely missed by the defender and then also by the goalkeeper, who seemed to have it. Bunn will never score an easier goal. Owen's kick, and there was danger threatening, and Richards knew that the only option was to concede the corner. Neil Adams, who came here for £100,000 from Everton in the close season, playing November tonight because Roger Palmer is injured, with the kick. It's a dangerous one as well. Oh, it's in! And would you believe it? Bunn has got another. 2 goals in the space of 8 minutes for Frank Bunn, and Oldham have a 2-goal lead. The corner presenting all the problems. Frank Bunn came in unmarked from the far post, and the header was simplicity itself. And once again, Bunn presented with a gift goal. Warhurst header. This is Barlow. It's a good-looking ball as well. Ritchie trying to get in here behind Richards, and he's done so. Good goalkeeping. Holden gets the ball back in though, and there's Bunn again! He's got a hat-trick! A hat-trick in the space of 20 minutes for Frank Bunn. Well, that'll have them looking through the record books. 3 goals in 20 minutes. And 4 Ian Ironside beaten again. Brook chasing, but Barrett is extremely quick. Holden win it back, Milligan through. Now, Rich is unmarked in the middle here. Bunn going alone for the moment. And it wasn't a bad decision, was it? He's turning it into his own private party. Frank Bunn gets his 4th goal of the night. And there's still 10 minutes of the first half left. Astonishing solo performance. And there's the name again. But it will be eventually Frankie Bunn. Amazing. Well, that breakaway saw Bunn and Ritchie both in a position in which they could have scored, but Bunn's got the scent for goal tonight. He wasn't going to give it to anybody else. Barrett got it clear. Holden. Ritchie was in quickly. This is Milligan, and plenty of space on the left here for Adams. Scarborough being pulled apart at the moment. Irwin. Bunn, who else is in the middle, and sneaking in, he's there again! I don't believe this! He's got 5 goals! Well, this is an astonishing performance by Frank Bunn, who has scored all 5 Oldham goals. That was a smashing ball in, and he, yet again, was the quickest of all to react. Owen with the cross from the right, and Bunn's positional sense and speed immaculate. Kicked on by Bunn. Ritchie. Oh, a tremendous goal by Andy Ritchie. Well, if Frank Bunn will forgive me, that was the best goal of the night. Frank Bunn inevitably played a part in it with the downward header. Ritchie let it turn. Whack! 6-0. Holden, beat by Kamara, then turned on by Milligan. Barlow. A lot of players for him to look for in the middle here. Bunn. He's done it! It's the record! Frank Bunn gets his 6th goal of the night. No one in the 30-year history of the Football League Cup has ever scored that many goals in one match. And what a way to claim the record. That was a beauty.
Frank, how do you begin to describe a performance like that?
I can't really believe it. It hasn't sunk in yet. So it's just nice to score the first one, but after that I just kept tucking the chances away. So in the end it was a great delight to get 6.
What's the most number of goals you ever scored before in one game in professional football?
Well, a pre-season friendly, I got 3. The most is 2 in a competitive game.
Now, we had to look up the record books at half-time when you were on 5. I wonder, did you know that one more goal in the second half would bring you a record for the competition?
No, nobody said, so just come out and try and do it all over again. Like, we was just trying to keep them out of the game. Like 5-0 up, we've been known to concede a few goals, go a bit lackadaisical. So it was nice to score them extra to put our through to the next round. Like so.
So when that 6-1 went in, you didn't realise that you'd made a record?
No, I had no idea at all. No.
So when did you find out then?
Some of the lads said at the end of the game, when I was in the bath, that it was a record. So.
It's a bit mean of Andy Ritchie to go and score the best goal of the game, though, isn't it? Or don't you agree?
Yeah, tucked it away well. Good player, Stitch. I think he's got about 8 goals, 9 goals now. So he's been playing well.
Was it just one of those nights, you know, when everything you hit was finding the net?
Yeah.
How do you explain it?
Well, I don't think you can. I was lucky enough to be in the right place at the right time, and it was all down to the lads creating the chances. I was just there to put them away, really.
That'll take some topping in the next round, won't it, that performance?
Yeah, I think it will. I can't see it happening again. I think it's just a one-off.
You've got to keep the match ball, I assume.
Oh, yeah, treasure.
Well, talking about underdogs, and you were certainly the underdogs in the next round, home to the league champions Arsenal. But what a thrill that turned out to be.
Well, again, I mean, it's just going from strength to strength, isn't it? You know, a terrific atmosphere. The fans have turned out in the thousands, and that lifts the team. And obviously, it gave us a chance to show people what we were capable of, and also for us to have a little bit of a yardstick against one of the best teams in the country. And on the night, it turned out that we really were on top of our form, and we never gave them a chance.
2 goals from Andy Ritchie shattered the league champions. Tell us about those goals, Andy.
I was very pleased with the first one. You know, just on the stroke of half-time as well, and I was very pleased with the way I finished it. And getting on to the second goal, I thought that we'd really played well, and really I don't think they deserved to score a goal against us, but we let it slip at the end. The second goal was pleasing as well, as I started the move just over the halfway line and managed to get in the box and finish it.
Were you surprised at the lack of fight from the Gunners, in especially later stages of the game?
Not particularly, no. I think it wasn't so much the lack of fight that we didn't allow them to fight. You know, I'm not taking anything away from them. I think it was solely down to our performance that they didn't play well, because we never gave them an inch.
Was it after that game that you suddenly realised that maybe a big run was on?
I think after that game we all thought, well, you know we can beat top teams now, and we'd beaten them easily because we had played so well. And it always gives you that confidence to think, well, one more and then you're into the final rounds, and one more you might be there. And it's always nice when you do beat the top side.
A lot of publicity, of course, followed that game.
Yeah, and I think it was justified, because, like I said, players did really well, and there was some splendid individual performances that night.
Looking back, would you say that that was probably the best performance of the year?
Of the Littlewoods Cup, most probably. Although we had played well in the earlier rounds, especially against Leeds, but I think, looking back, that was probably the most satisfying result, as they had been the league champions the year before.
Cut out by Barrett. Difficult ball to bring down this one. O'Leary in trouble as Bunn knocks it back. Cross, a chance for Ritchie. Oh, he mistimed it there. Tried the first time shot. Didn't quite time it correctly. Big round of applause for him, although the flag was up for offside. It is from another angle. Holden's cross. Ritchie tried to hit it first time with the left foot. It hit the right. Newcastle. Took by Holden. Oh, beautiful ball to Bunn. Bunn's got goal side of Adams. But again, it just didn't run kindly for him. And Frankie Bunn lands up on the ground. Town Prentice. Beautifully fighting ball. Adams couldn't get to it. Bunn couldn't get it under control. Barlow showing coolness there. Adams again. This is Marshall. He's got around the outside, gets in the cross. Just away there by Winterburn. Oh, good save by Lukic. Ball's not easy to take. Chance here for Milligan. Good cross. Ritchie's there. Oh, well cut out by Winterburn. A vital interception there by Nigel Winterburn. Ritchie again. Irwin. Looking for Frank Bunn. And the final shot from Nick Henry. Didn't get any weight behind it. He's leaning back when he struck the ball. O'Leary making his 625th appearance for Arsenal tonight. Here's that cross, beautifully cut out by Winterburn. Arsenal getting it away cleanly, squared by Milligan to Henry. Barlow's cross. Oh, Ritchie's there. Ritchie shoots, he scored! Oh, magnificent goal! We're in injury time in this first half. And Ritchie lashes in his 13th goal of the season. It's Oldham Athletic 1, Arsenal 0 in this Littlewoods Cup tie. The cross from Barlow. And Winterburn failed to cut it out. Ritchie brought it down on his chest and lashed it into that far corner. Consistency there between O'Leary and Adams. Richardson playing the ball to Quinn. Johnson. Chance here for Thomas. Oh, and a great save by Rhodes. Well, that was almost a repeat of the goal that clinched the league championship for the Gunners at Anfield in the last game of last season. Rhodes, a few kind words there to Barlow. Couldn't get his heel to that ball. But what fine goalkeeping by Andy Rhodes. This is real classic. Thomas. It's not a bad cross. Oh, and another magnificent save from the head of Niall Quinn. Well, Andy Rhodes really proving his quality here in this second half. Beautiful header by Quinn and just clawed away from that top corner by Andy Rhodes. Chance here to get a strike in on goal. Five-man wall in front of Lukic. Shot coming in from Holden. Henry. Oh, he scored! What a goal! Nick Henry. And Ian Marshall showing his joy there. But Henry is the scorer, the number 4. Again, straight through the wall, and Lukic had no chance at all. Bunn. His opponent as if he wasn't there. Ritchie's there for the return ball. Oh, there's a header, he's there! Ritchie's scorer! 3-0. Splendid cross on the run from Irwin. And the fans, they're in ecstasy. That's his 14th goal of the season. Beautiful sidestep there by him in the first place. He knocks the ball out to the right, where Irwin has made a great run. He's made up some 30 yards and sends over the cross on the run. And there's Ritchie, completely unmarked, to steer his header into that Arsenal net. Groves with the throw. And get this one into the 6-yard box. Doesn't on this occasion though. Chance here for Quinn. Oh, and Quinn scored! He was given the room to get that left foot shot in. And Niall Quinn nets one for Arsenal, but it's only a consolation. The 90 minutes is up. There it is, the final whistle. So Oldham Athletic march through to the last day of this competition for the very first time in their history. And one must say, it is a victory they thoroughly deserve. This will be a night that the near 15,000 crowd will long remember, even if it is for differing reasons. For the home fans, there is nothing but joy and celebration as they share this moment of history.
Right, well then you went down to the Dell and to take on Southampton. Southampton, a team who've got a reputation for playing good open football. And suddenly, for the first time, Oldham Athletic find themselves on the brink of defeat.
Yeah, just shows, I think, the fighting spirit we've got now. Maybe this last season we would have been behind and would have stayed behind. But having said that, all the lads are really fighting for one another, and I think it showed that in the way we played down there. We didn't really deserve to be behind, I don't think, but we still got to earn the right to get your goals, and that's what we did.
Well, there were only seconds left when you popped up again.
Yeah, you know, it was a dream really, because it was so long. You know, it just seemed to be going on and on the match, and they were a bit upset at the end of the game, but the referee, Roger Milford, had said he was going to add on any stoppage time right at the end of the game and not stop the game and his watch during the game. So we all knew that, but obviously at the end they were a bit aggrieved with 94 minutes on the clock, you know.
More watching Palmer. There's Ritchie. Certainly they will expect a lot from Andy Ritchie, and he wasn't far from giving them just what the Oldham fans wanted. Player of a lot of experience, ranging from Manchester United and Brighton and Leeds, and he scored in every round and nearly got off the mark again there. Well, Kevin Moore, one of his previous clubs, in fact, was Oldham Athletic. He played 13 league games for them, but he played some 400 for Grimsby Town when he was there with the Southampton manager, Chris Nichol. Jimmy Case. That's a good ball by Case. Suddenly Southampton are moving again. And it's in there! Letitia has done it! Deflected along the way. And ace marksman Matthew Letitia gives Southampton a brilliant start. Case, a delightful ball by him. Flicked with the outside of the boot, and Letitia, having switched wings, gone across to that left-hand side. There was that deflection off the defender, Barrett, but you tell Letitia that it wasn't his, and you might well get an answer. Right out header. Free kick to Southampton, a foul on Cockerill. Case really in there quickly and taking it, finding Francis Benali. Came off Marshall's thigh. Touched on now to Holden, which has gone wide on the left for him. Barlow's going ahead of him once more. Andy Ritchie playing it in to Palmer. Holden. There's Barlow. Holden cross in towards Palmer. He tried a dummy for it. And there's certainly plenty of work in these last few minutes for the Southampton goalkeeper, Tim Flowers. Holden passing that one, and a dummy there, and it came off more in the end and needed a dive by the keeper. best shot is Andy Ritchie. That's where most of the Oldham firepower's coming from. Case with a delicate pass to Wallace, takes it nicely in his stride and then half stopped by Waterhurst. It's Andy Barlow. Ritchie. Now something might be on for Letitia, and he's got Wallace in the middle. A lovely little chip from Letitia, and good work by the goalkeeper. An element of luck about it as well, but it went over the crossbar. But what a delightful move by Southampton, and what awareness from Matthew Letitia. What an absolute masterstroke that was. That little chip just clearing the defender into the path of Wallace and off the goalkeeper and over the top. Benali. And you just get the feeling Southampton might need this second goal. Letitia into the path of Wallace. Into the side netting. Well, they've begun to strike out like a side that is fifth in the First Division now. The last minute, two marvellous strikes. Again, Letitia providing it for Rod Wallace. Good work by the keeper, covered that angle well and into the side net. Trotted into the advertising boards there. Just deciding what needs to be done, but of course with him off the field, the game goes on with Oldham down to 10 men and without a central defender as well. Here's Wallace. Oh, the flag is up. Disallowed for offside and a free kick to Oldham Athletic. They all came out. Header forward there, I think it was by Osman, and certainly in that picture he looked as though he was offside. Back in the early 70s. Garvey. Holden. And good save, and it needed to be from Nagabi by Flowers. Just the point that I was making, where Southampton have had this lead for so long, and yet it's still only one goal in it, and they must be fearful that Oldham can do something, and they very nearly did then. Barlow now for Oldham. Up goes Ritchie. This is Henry. Getting the cross back in. Ritchie! It's in there! And Oldham have equalised. The prolific goal-scoring feats of Andy Ritchie go on. He scored in every round of the Littlewoods Cup, and a smile of satisfaction as he notches number 18 for the season. Good work here by Nicky Henry. A nice little cross, a good header, just beyond the reach. He may have just got a fingertips to it, Tim Flowers, and now there really is everything to play for. About 7 minutes of the game left. Well, Andy Ritchie has scored a vital goal. I must say, the man just in front of those cheering Oldham fans, the goalkeeper, John Hallworth, has more than played his part as well. This could be a chance. Horn has gone down, and the penalty is given. A penalty for Southampton as Barry Horn is brought down. And Letitia, who scored from 5 penalties this season, well, it was a clumsy old challenge. And Southampton get a penalty and the possibility of a reprieve. The task is Letitia's. Is he equal to it? He scored for Southampton. And they are back in the lead. Heartbreak for Oldham, but joy for them. Heartbreak really for Oldham, who battled and played so well to eventually knock out that 7th minute lead, and then to go behind again almost at once from the penalty spot. Comes through to Milligan. Holden. Ritchie! They've done it! It's 2-2 with the last seconds of the game. the foot, it came off a defender probably eventually, a deflection. But the score stands at 2-2.
And then you get the Saints back here on your own pitch, and suddenly it's a different story.
That's right. I think the early goal that, you know, I scored again, and I think it was a bit of a shaker for them. You know, if they'd have maybe held out a little bit earlier, you know, longer than they had done, then it might have proved to be a different game. But we managed to get one in early on, and that settled us down, and I think it knocked them on the heels a little bit. And speaking to people after the game, I think they were a little bit downhearted that they hadn't beaten us down there. They thought that they might have, you know, been able to finish us down there, and I think they thought they might have lost the chance anyway. So we had them at a bit of a disadvantage to start with, I believe.
Can you talk us through that goal you scored in the 9th minute?
Yeah, I think it was a long ball. I think a long ball was played out to Rick Holden on the halfway line, and he just helped it on first time to Andy Barlow, who had made a smashing run from his left back position. He took it on 20 yards maybe, and then just swung it in. And one of those times that I was alert, and I managed to read where the ball was going and just nip in front of the defender. And I think I was actually struggling to get to it a little bit. It was going away from me, and I think if I'd have got a better header on it, maybe the ball wouldn't have gone in. But it skimmed off my head somewhat, and it nestled, you know, just down near the post, which is always hard for keepers to get down to.
Well, by now, Andy, you're gaining a reputation because you've scored in every round, and suddenly the pressure's on in the media. Did this cause you any problems at all?
Not personally. I don't think it's caused the lads any at all. I think they've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a new experience for quite a few of them. I've been lucky enough that I've had a bit of media attention that other clubs have been at. And I think everybody's handled it really well, and you know, nobody is allowed to let it go to the head, because the manager and the coach see to that. You know, they keep us well on terra firma.
Finds Letitia away on the left. Played in there towards right out. He's got Cockerell up there with him as well. Good work by Allworth. Shot there from Paul Rideout. Ritchie playing it down, and Osman getting it away to Rod Wallace. Horn. And Dodd back to goalkeeper Flowers. Southampton's first real break on goal. And Rideout just getting enough space for himself to toe poke it there, and Allworth down well. Again put offside by the Oldham back four, very disciplined, coming forward so quickly. Go in. Milligan. Marshall. Break is on now for Barlow. Rich is in there. And Ritchie! Lining up the shot that time. Some 5 or 6 yards off target. Southampton still up against it. Remembering, of course, they went out in the quarter-final of this competition last season to Luton Town. Ritchie kept that in well. Got a chase. And he gets it back successfully to Tim Flowers. Again, that long ball Caught on the wind, and Shearer, and so close to a Southampton equaliser. The first bit of tentative play we've seen in the Oldham defence. They've been so positive in everything they've done. And Shearer, as Barrett couldn't quite get to the ball, probably caught on the wind as well. And the keeper also half fooled by it. Oldham, flick on, a touch on by Ritchie. Benali playing it forward again. Well, Horn is here with a chance for Southampton across the face of that Oldham goal. And in fact, it's tipped away by the keeper. He just got a fingertip to it. It looked always to be curling that way, but Southampton get a corner. And Irwin too. There's the cross towards Holden. Holden's header. Touched on again. And in the end, Dodd. Played in once more by Henry. And tossed away again. The flag is up, it won't count. Ritchie finished it off, that was inevitable. But by the time it got to him, the flag was up for an offside. And Southampton are reprieved. Ball bobbing about in the air there, endlessly it seemed, and it may have been the foul. It looked to be a foul there by Ruddock, actually. But the flag was up in any case by then. Was flag up, offside against Letitia. Marshall's free kick. A moving ball, but in this win the referee has to make some dispensation for that. Barlow. Nice little touch there by Milligan for Ritchie. McGarvey in there as well. Oh, and a lovely goal there by Mike Milligan for Oldham. Skipper's part that. He played such a big part in it leading up to it. A lovely ball through there for Ritchie. And there he is now, arriving late, shaken off his marker and thumped it past Flowers to put Oldham 2 up. To Southampton, Neil Ruddock with it. Hit towards Rideout and Shearer up there as well. Barrett's long legs getting it out. A terrific shot by Paul Rideout. Wide of the goal and goal kick. To be taken by John Hallworth. Struck that with great power, but just a yard or so wide. Up there, waiting for Dennis Irwin's free kick. Came off the head of Benali. Holden's in there. Holden might get into a scoring chance here. Just wide of the Southampton goal. Well, he's provided a lot in both these ties and very nearly snatched something for himself there, Rick Holden. George Courtney looking at his watch again. Time almost up. And now it is, as Oldham, on one of the greatest nights in their history, and their manager Joe Royle and their fans right around this Boundary Park ground know that Oldham go into the semi-finals of the Littlewoods Cup. The first time they've been in a major semi-final in 77 years. And this amazing record of not being beaten on this artificial surface in over a year. Joe, 77 years old, and fans have waited for a major semi-final at last. You provide it's a long, long time coming.
Yes, the town's responded magnificently, really, when you look at the attendance tonight, 18,800 people. From a club, really, that sometimes struggles to get 6,000 for league games, but the town has definitely got cup fever. And you heard it tonight and you saw it, and I'm sure we won an awful lot of new supporters who are going to come back on a regular basis.
What did you feel about the performance tonight?
I thought it was excellent in the conditions because it was very, very tricky out there. You can see now how swirling the wind is. It wasn't as fluent football-wise as we played at Southampton in many ways, but the 2 goals were excellent. 2 outstanding goals. And, you know, we proved that we've got a lot of players, all our players can compete at first division level.
I mean, the first goal, that man Ritchie again, but it was a lovely ball in by Andy Barlow, wasn't it?
Yeah, tremendous cross and a great glancing header. I think Andy's got about 4 out of his last 5 goals have been headers. A very, very talented player, you know, and he's really enjoying life at Oldham. And you can see he's playing football with a smile on his face, really.
And your skipper's really one of your unsung heroes, but that was a splendid goal of his.
Mike Milligan was the man of the match tonight. There's no doubt that the goal apart, he was brilliant. Every time they looked dangerous, he was there. He reads danger as well as anyone I've ever seen. I saw Paul Bracewell do it at Everton, you know, in a high-flying Everton side, and he's very similar to that. He's good with the ball, he can pass the ball, and really Mike Milligan tonight was outstanding.
And he got that move going, didn't he, to Andy Ritchie, and then was there for the return.
He started it and finished it, and it was nice to say that the 2 goals had nothing to do with how much vaunted plaster.
Well, then a semi-final against West Ham United, who were semi-finalists the year before. And I heard Joe Royle on the radio prior to that game in an interview, jokingly saying he'd settle for a 6-goal lead. How profound that proved to be.
Yes, I didn't actually hear the boss say that, but I was thinking myself a couple of nights before that we'd probably need maybe a 3-goal cushion, because they're a very attractive side. We'd played them in the league and be lucky enough to beat them down at their place, and maybe should have had more goals. But we knew that a semi-final is a total, you know, different kettle of fish to a league game. There's a hell of a lot at stake. Every single player on that pitch wants to be walking out at Wembley, and that is a very, very big carrot dangling in front of people's eyes. So we knew we had to be on our mettle, and like we say, you know, we managed to score 6, and really we needed them because they played really well at their place in the second round.
Can you take us through those goals, the 6 against the Hammers?
The first one, yeah, I think it was an interchange of passes with myself and Neil Adams, and I managed to get the ball back to Neil, and he struck an absolutely superb strike, again right in the corner where it's hard for the keepers to get at, and you know, it sent us on our way. Then I think I scored the second one, where I picked it up in my own half and everybody backed off me, and I managed to run maybe 30-40 yards to the edge of the area. And in fact, where the ball ended up was where I actually meant to strike it first time. Didn't hit it particularly well, it took a slight deflection and ended up where I wanted it to go. And there again, right in the corner, very difficult for keepers.
I think, Andy, that goal in fact epitomises the fear that teams have of coming and playing on this plastic pitch.
Yeah, I think it's all to do with attitude of mind, really. The pitch is not all that different to playing on grass, to be honest. The only things that you maybe cannot do is slide on it. Of course you can do it, but you won't have any legs left afterwards. And I think it's more trepidation that helps us than the actual pitch itself, because we have been beaten here, and we've been beaten comprehensively by sides. So if they get the mind on the football and not the pitch, then they can play on it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it enhances our game, because we are good passers of the ball and we like to attack times.
All right, can we go through the other goals then?
The other goals, third goal, was that Neil Barrett's goal?
I think it was, yes.
Yeah, I think it was a corner that was cut out. It went back out to the right wing and was swung in again by, I think it might have been Rick Oldham. The ball came in and I think Roger managed to shield it a little bit and flick it on, and it bounced about, and Earl was on hand there, still up there from the corner, and managed to get in and stab it home. There was no chance for the keeper. He was quite close to goal.
And then Holden scored himself when he was given a lot of room, wasn't he, on the left-hand side?
It was, yes. I can't actually remember that one, to be honest.
The ball came across from the right, and he was completely on his own, just outside the left post.
Oh, yes, I do now, yes, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yes, it's just after half-time. Yes, another good move. Involving Neil Adams and Dennis Irwin, I think. Neil hitting a good crossover, and like you say, Rick was found sort of on the edge of the 6-yard box, completely free, and chested it down and hit the ball where it should go, back across the keeper, and there again straight into the corner of the net, very hard for the keeper to get to.
And then Roger Palmer.
Roger, yes.
The man who scored more goals than any for this club.
Yes, I mean, tremendous, you know, achievement. And I'm sure Roger's going to go on and score many more goals. He has done this season anyway. And this is Roger's trademark. He's very, very sharp round goal area. He picks up so many goals from back passes and little mistakes and things like this. He's very, very alert. And I think Ian Marshall thought that it was his goal, to be honest, because he flicked it on. And he was claiming it afterwards, but we all shot him down in flames and said Roger had toe-put the ball over the line. So, yeah, I mean, Roger's scored so many goals like that. It's not an uncommon practice for him.
What was the feeling in the dressing room after that game? Because you must have felt then and there that you were at Wembley.
Well, I think, yeah, you couldn't help but think that. But obviously we still had another game to play, and I don't really think that the wait to play that game did us any favours for the second leg. It seemed to go on for months instead of weeks that we were, you know, it was postponed because we drew, and fixtures had clogged up, so we were playing a league game next, and it was really, I think, off-putting for the players. But as you say, after the game, I think most of the lads thought, well, you know, no matter how badly we played, they won't score 7 against us without us scoring 1.
What was the briefing before that return game at Upton Park? Well,
I wasn't actually in the changing room because I was injured, but I believe that the manager just wanted us to go out and play our normal game as we do every single game we go out. We don't dwell on other people's players and what they do. We just usually have a quick team, so if you can call it a team talk, where the manager tells us who to pick up at corners, and then that's it. He might just say to the goalkeeper, if they get any free kicks out the side of the box, this player will take it, and he usually tries to bend it round the wall, and then that's it. And we just go out and play our normal game and attack teams as normal.
Wins the corner. Deflection nearly KO'd a steward there, but I'm sure he doesn't mind. The corner then to West Ham United. Ball was missed. There's a goal! Alvin Martin scores. Arguments on the line by the Oldham players, but Alvin Martin steals in for his second goal of the season. And what an important goal that could well be. It's certainly given the Hammers fans heart. It's now 1-0 to West Ham United on the night, 6-1 to Oldham on aggregate. Bonds hasn't been tempted to throw Eamon Dolan, the Republic of Ireland under-21 striker, on. A chance here for Kelly, the full Republic of Ireland striker, and he goes down. Penalties being given. Just a minute and a half into the second half, and John Hallworth went down. Well, that looked a harsh decision to me, I must admit. Kelly was racing through, Hallworth went down, but a chance here for Julian Dix to notch his 11th goal of the season. What a record for a fullback. And most of them have been hit from open play, and he scores! Well, Hallworth got a touch, but it powered through him. He hits the ball with such venom, does Julian Dix. And the West Ham skipper sets the Upton Park terraces alight again. It's 2-0 to West Ham on the night, 6-2 to Oldham Athletic on aggregate. Giving Everton another chance. Nicholas go. Long kick by him. Lucinda charging through. Warhurst with him. And Barrett got it, but it's Kelly with a chance, and Kelly scores! David Kelly makes it 3-0 to West Ham United on the night.
Well, Andy, Joe Royle scored in every round when he took Manchester City to the League Cup final, as it was then. Yeah. And then he managed one in the final as well. Are you going to emulate that?
Well, hopefully. I think the gaffer told me that his best goal was scored in the final, and it was disallowed, wasn't it?
That's right.
He said it was a chip from 40 yards, so I don't know whether he's a little bit of exaggeration.
You don't believe that?
But, he's known to romance his goals a little bit, but I've seen some of his goals on the TV and they have been superb, so there might be a ring of truth to that. But obviously it's a great honour, you know, it's, excuse me, been very lucky to score in each round, and obviously it'd just be the icing on the cake to score and for us to lift the cup at the end of it as well.
Well, you've got to Wembley with a hatful of goals, really. I mean, it's been a tremendous performance. Yeah. But of course, all goal scorers need the ball to be provided for them, and that's been excellent, hasn't it?
Yeah, you're talking about media attention before, and I've had so much of it purely on the goals that I've scored, and I've tried to defer some of that onto the rest of the players, because a striker, like you say, relies on his service, and the service this season from all areas of the pitch has been second to none, and you know, I'd like to thank the team as well as the manager and that for having faith in me and providing the goals for me.
And there's no better place to exploit that than the green grass of Wembley.
Yes, I'm hoping upon hope that we can give a good account of ourselves, and you know, hopefully we'll score a goal, but as long as we win the cup, I don't mind who scores the goals.